Top 10 highest rated web series on Netflix. Some of you may recall the feeling of being completely paralyzed by the sheer number of options on a Friday or Saturday night when you went to your local Blockbuster. Laughter or drama? Documentary? How do I even begin? It's easy to become lost in those aisles and spend an indefinite amount of time debating whether or not the current option is the best one. In the same way, it's easy to become lost in Netflix's seemingly boundless selection of available programming. When you log in, you should be able to go straight to the content you want to see without having to waste time scrolling through options. The top 10 series change every week, but we have prepared a list of the top 10 highest rated web series that are currently top 10. So let's get started to spice up your watch list. 10. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Guillermo del Toro, the winner of an Academy Award for Best Director, also serves as the show's creator, executive producer, and co-showrunner in the anthology series Cabinet of Curiosities, which features a variety of horror tales that break new ground and expand our understanding of the horror genre. These 8 stories are depicted in detail by a team of authors and directors handpicked by del Toro, and they range from gruesome to mystical to gloomy to ugly to absolutely terrifying. 9. The Secret of the Greco Family. A family that appears to be flawless kidnaps wealthy individuals and holds them hostage for ransom in order to keep their lavish lifestyle and high social standing. 8. Buying Beverly Hills. A new property soap called Buying Beverly Hills follows the real estate agents and clients working at Mauricio Umansky's The Agency in Beverly Hills, California. The high-pressure, high-stakes world of high-end real estate in Los Angeles is brought to life by Mauricio, his daughters Farah and Alexia, and the creative crew of agents. 7. The Watcher. After spending their entire savings on closing the deal on their ideal home in the bucolic town of Westfield, New Jersey, Dean, Bobby Cannavale, and Nora Brannick, Naomi Watts, quickly learn that the area is everything but inviting. Pearl, Mia Farrow, an eccentric elderly woman, and her brother Jasper, Terry Kinney, break into the Brannick home and take refuge in the dumbwaiter. Nora's old friend and real estate agent Karen, Jennifer Coolidge, doesn't make them feel welcome, and neither do their nosy next-door neighbors Mitch, Richard Kind, and M.O., Margot Martindale. When threatening letters from someone signing themselves the Watcher begin arriving, the frosty welcome the Brannicks receive gradually escalates to the level of a living hell, terrifying the family to the breaking point as the neighborhood's dark secrets are revealed. These events are based on the genuine story of the Watcher Mansion in New Jersey. 6. Inside Man. Everyone is capable of murder. All you need is a justifiable motive and a bad day. Inside Man is a big new thriller that was written by Stephen Moffat, who has won both the BAFTA and Emmy Awards, Sherlock, Doctor Who, Dracula. Dolly Wells plays a math teacher who is trapped in a cellar while the captivating 4-part miniseries follows a prisoner on trial for murder in the United States who is played by Stanley Tucci, a vicar in a sleepy English town who is played by David Tennant, and a prisoner on death row in the United States who is played by David Tennant. 5. Killer Sally. In Killer Sally, we learn about the worst crime in the history of bodybuilding. When Ray McNeil, a national bodybuilding champion, choked his bodybuilder wife, Sally, on Valentine's Day 1995, she took a gun and shot him twice in the head, killing him instantly. Sally, who had been the victim of domestic violence in the past, claimed she had acted in self-defense. The prosecution said the killing was intentional and the result of an aggressive and resentful wife exacting her revenge. A thug, a bully, a monster, that's they called her. She was dubbed the pumped-up princess and the brawny bride by the press. Sally claims she has done whatever it necessary to get through her entire life, having been trapped in a vicious cycle of abuse that began in her youth and concluded with Ray's death. This multifaceted true crime story probes the intersections of intimate partner violence, sexism, and the bodybuilding community. It's produced by Tracy Carlson, Robert Yapkowitz, and Richard Peet of Neighborhood Watch, and directed by award-winning filmmaker Nanette Burstein. 4. From Scratch. Based on the memoir of the same name, the film from scratch stars Zoe Saldana as American exchange student Emily Amy Wheeler, who travels to Italy and falls in love with Lino, a Sicilian cook. They had to overcome many obstacles in their hasty courtship, such as their vastly different cultural upbringings, but it is also packed with lightheartedness and humorous moments, as is true in real life. When Lino's health worsens and the couple's future is jeopardized, however, the two families come together to form an extended family unlike any of them had ever dreamed of, proving that love transcends all boundaries. 3. Manifest. Ben Stone is still grieving the loss of his wife, Grace, and searching for his abducted daughter, Eden, 2 years after her murder shattered their world. Ben, overcome with sorrow, has resigned as co-captain of the lifeboat, leaving Michaela to lead the crew single-handedly, a task that is nigh impossible now that the passengers' every move is being tracked by a government registry. The passengers are growing increasingly frantic as the death date approaches, but then a strange passenger arrives with a box for Cal that changes all they know about Flight 828 and turns out to be the key to revealing the mystery of the callings. 2. The Crown. As the new decade gets into its stride, the royal family is presented with what could be their greatest challenge to date. The public is openly questioning the role that they play in Britain in the 1990s. As the 40th anniversary of her accession draws near, Queen Elizabeth II, Imelda Staunton, reflects on a reign that has seen 9 different prime ministers, the introduction of mass television, and the decline of the British Empire. However, there are still upcoming difficulties to consider. The disintegration of the Soviet Union and the handover of sovereignty in Hong Kong heralded a seismic shift in the established order of the international system, one that brings with it both challenges and opportunities. In the meantime, there are signs of trouble developing closer to home. A constitutional crisis for the monarchy is caused when Prince Charles, Dominic West, puts pressure on his mother to let him divorce Diana, Elizabeth Debicki, who is played by Elizabeth Debicki. As husband and wife are seen to live increasingly separate lives, rumors begin to circulate, and as media scrutiny increases, Diana makes the decision to take control of her own narrative by publishing a book that undermines public support for Charles and exposes the cracks in the House of Windsor. She does this by breaking with family protocol to publish the book, and as a result, she becomes the subject of increased scrutiny. The impending arrival of Mohammed Al Fayed, Salim Daw, is likely to result in a further escalation of tensions. He is motivated by the need to be acknowledged as a member of the greatest order, therefore he uses the wealth and influence he has acquired through his own efforts in order to compete with his son Dodi, Khalid Abdallah, for a place at the royal table. 1. Love is Blind. Singles in Dallas who are interested in finding someone to spend the rest of their lives with but who would prefer to be loved for who they are rather than how they look have taken a less traditional approach to the modern dating scene there. They are hoping to meet the person they want to spend the rest of their lives with without ever having seen them. Because there are no interruptions from the outside world, the singles engage in conversation with a steady stream of possible romantic interests. When a significant connection is created, the singles make a proposal, and then they meet their future spouse for the first time. After becoming engaged and returning to the real world, the couples will swiftly find, during the process of planning their wedding day, whether or not they are able to transform their emotional connection into a physical one in time for the rapidly approaching ceremony. This engrossing docuseries, which consists of a total of 12 episodes and is hosted by Nick and Vanessa Lachey, will investigate the question of whether or not physical appearance, racial background, or age are significant factors in romantic relationships, or whether love is, in fact, colorblind. That's the list of the top 10 highest-rated web series for you. Which one of you has selected to watch this weekend? The comments section is all yours, tell us there. And if you enjoyed this list, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.